Alright, so I'm on the PTR server and they decided to buff Anna and some minor changes to Mavis and also Archibald. So Anna, the S1 got boosted damage. Not the attack percentage, it is still 100%, but the extra damage is now dealing 20% of the enemy's current HP. And if it's a boss, it's 2%. So in PvP, she's going to do 20% extra damage, which is going to do a shit ton of damage. I'm gonna try to solo a PvP team just with her alone. And then her Rainbow Shield also got buffed. It is now immune to petrification. So, you know, if you wanted to bring Tricky to counter her, because she does revive and cleanse all debuffs, she is immune. It's only petrification because it's to counter Tricky. It's so dumb. Like, Tricky has already been like pretty niche Esper, and then now you can't even use Tricky to counter her. It's so stupid. Alright, Mavis got a slight nerf because when you pair her up with Hyde, it just becomes super overpowered. You can pretty much solo any teams that has any form of AP control and you bring a 0 speed Hyde. But now they've adjusted it. Now the Soul Parade won't be replaced upon repeated acquisition. That's the same. All this is the same. But this one, after Mavis falls, this effect is removed upon taking 30 hits. Multi-stage attacks only count as 1 hit. So if your Hyde takes 30 hits, then Soul Parade will be removed. So you're not going to solo Hyde if the enemy has AP control on their skills. The enemy can endlessly control Hyde while you just fish for Hyde's Avatara procs, because he cannot die, he cannot take damage, he cannot be debuff. So it becomes overpowered, right? If you pair up with Hyde. But with this added effect, it's still gonna be really strong, but it's counterable. And also the Carnival Heat got buffed. It's now easier to proc. Effective in subsequent round. Maximum stacks is now 50. Previously, the Carnival Heat on her was 100. It was pretty insane to reach 100. And then for every 10 stacks now, you do 100% of her damage. So that's not bad. And then after reaching 50 stacks, it does the same damage. It's just easier to reach the maximum stacks. And then the change to Archibald is also going to be the Carnival Heat. It is now also less stacks. Previously it was 50 if I'm not mistaken. The condition to trigger the AP up is now less. Now it's 5, 15 and 25. Previously it was 10, 30 and 50. The values are still the same. And those are the only changes on the new units. I'm going to be testing out Anna. Level 53. Surely she's not going to solo an entire team with this level and also with this impeccable runes. Look at that. Defense main, accuracy main, and then wow, attack main. But yeah, level 12 relics. No crit rate, no crit damage. Surely, right? Yeah. Yeah. Not broken at all, guys. She needed a buff. She needed it. I mean, how else is she going to solo an entire team if she didn't get the buff? Like, how? Tell me, how is she going to solo an entire team without the petrification buff? I mean, I already have her at level 53. Like, that is insane, guys. Like, imagine the amount of gold that I needed to spend to get her to level 50 and to get this level 12 runes. And to get this impossible defense main stat. Like this, you cannot find it anywhere. It is so overpowered of a relic that you are not going to find it on anyone's account, because it is so overpowered. No one has this type of relics. No one has this type of main stats. And yeah, no one has this type of gold to level her up to level 50. How else is she going to solo an entire team without the buff? You guys tell me. I mean, some of you guys maybe, you don't like Shimmer Legends because, they're too strong or whatever. Like, what, bro? What are you talking about, bro? Before the buff, do you think she's gonna do this? Before the buff, realistically speaking, do you think she's going to do this before the buff? Of course not. Like now she's balanced. I would say she's probably underpowered. I think she need a slight buff, maybe. Maybe give her like an insta forfeit for the opponent, because You know, it's the fight is taking way too long. And also maybe let her play the game, you know. If you enter the game, she will use your point war tickets automatically. You don't have to use it, because I think right now she's a bit underpowered, to be honest with you. In my opinion, it's a little bit too difficult to use her, because once again, I'm using like top tier relics right here: defense main, accuracy main, and then a master growth set with no crit rate and no crit damage. You will not see this stats on anyone's account. This is high end, not even high end, this is like impossible stats to obtain. My main account in the main server does not have this kind of stats. Like it just doesn't happen. Okay, I'm going 1v1 right here. Who is going to win? Then Anesidora almost won. Let me see. Yep, she took 16,000 damage from Anesidora. How broken is Anesidora, guys? And Anna is not overpowered, guys. She is just, right now she's a bit underpowered. I think she would need to bump up slightly. Maybe give her, like I said, she will use your point war tickets automatically. Or maybe if you go into RTA, the opponent's game crashes or something. Or maybe if you go into knockout, maybe she will, you know, instantly win against the first team, and then the second team, they're all petrified by her beauty or something, and then they just forfeit. So your opponent's AI becomes scared or something, and they just, you know, forfeit the game. Because right now, in my opinion, she's a bit too difficult to use. This is manual labor right here. I have to click every single time to go into a match. Look at how many buttons I have to click to use an Anna. 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. That is absurdly a lot. She needs a buff, guys. I think it should be just maybe maximum of 2 buttons. Maybe if I just click on the opponent, I instantly win. Because right now, like, it's still too tedious to use her, in my opinion. Lilith, please buff her some more. I think she would need maybe... Oh, okay, look at this. I lost. Look at that. Wow, she did 100,000 damage with impeccable relics, and also took 50,000 damage with impeccable relics. And also protection as well, 32,000 damage with impeccable relics. Let's see one more time. That was a Genie. Genie is overpowered, guys. You all know this. The Genie is completely overpowered. Tang Xuan is also completely overpowered. Alice is just too OP in PvP. That's why you don't see people using Alice. Okay, we won this time. Yeah, because the Genie didn't get lucky or something. Yeah, so guys, Anna's not overpowered. She's, in my opinion, she's actually severely underpowered, and Lilith needs to buff her again. And yeah, that's about it. Ciao.